with auditions, always be on time or early. If you are late, they will not like that. No, no, no. So that's what you want to do, and don't be nervous and try and just relax, because for every 100 auditions that you go to, you may get one role. I have done tons of auditions all the time, and I might get like one part in a show or a commercial or something like that. So it's very competitive, especially in New York. When you walk around New York, you trip over actors and actresses all the time. So it's very, very competitive. So you got to have a strong will, but never give up. Never ever give up. You got to keep on going. So that's what you need. Let's see. We got that. We got that. Let's see. I explained the process. Does anybody have any questions at all? Yes. You're right.
Couple. What was your favorite Pokemon?
What was my favorite Pokemon? Like ever?
Every season of video game.
I'm connected to this little guy. I love him. This is from Carolyn. Thank you so much. She's so awesome. She brings me like these little gifts and stuff. I love you. She's on Facebook too. Oh, I'm on Facebook, Twitter. If anybody wants to like friend me and stuff like that, I'm really cool. I love talking to the fans and stuff. So, and Carolyn's one of my friends right there. So I love Piplup. And I love Manaphy too. Piplup was one of like the original ones that I got to voice, so I was able to make up like my own kind of voice for him, which was kind of cool. So, I like the water type. I'm a Scorpio, so I love water. Scorpio is a water sign, so I love water. I love the ocean. Oh, you know what? I did bring like little prizes and stuff with me, so for people who ask questions, I should give you a prize, shouldn't I? Because I brought some manga. I have Sailor Moon pins. I'm sure you guys will love that. So it's all Sailor Moon pins. Ponies out there, they like My Little Pony. Sorry, I don't have any My Little Pony stuff. I'm very sorry. That was a guy, wasn't he? He's like, oh man. I wanted to know Fluttershy! Dude, add to my collection!
Don't get to my collection.
So, oh, you had another question, right?
Yeah, well, sort of. It's not really a question as much as a statement. I just want to say that when I was a little kid, I had a crush on May.
Wow, and what are you, like 10 right now? I mean, what were you, like 5?
I can remember how old I was.
Wow, you're really young. Okay, thank you for that lovely statement. But since you asked a question, come up here and pick one of my prizes that I can jump out of your seat. And then you're like on your shoulders. Wow. Can the girl in orange please ask me a question or something, and then come. Because you're gonna. Don't fall though, like down the stairs. Oh, this is so sweet. He's taking a pin for his sister. That is so nice. Wow. Yes?
What was your favorite voice to do out of all your characters?
Out of all of them, what is my favorite voice to do? My favorite character I think I've ever done is Ogio Ichika in Genshiken, because she's got so many different layers to her character, which is awesome. I love it. She's kind of like a closet yaoi fan. And she is, because she says like, oh, I hate otaku, but she is an otaku because she doesn't want to be hated by everybody. Because some people, some otaku are like considered outcasts, and they're like, oh, and they're nerds and they're geeks and stuff. And she doesn't want to be that, but she does want to be that because she loves anime and manga, and she's an artist and she loves drawing so much. So in the show, she's constantly torn between it, and she's a college student, so it's like trying to find herself. So I really loved voicing her because I got to develop, her personality and her character. So like she was probably totally my favorite because she's just so in depth with everything. I loved her. She was really. If you haven't seen Genshiken, please watch Genshiken. It's an anime about anime fans, so it's really cool. And they're all like college students, like trying to find themselves and trying to find love and relationships, and and just having fun and enjoying what they love best, like making models and watching anime and playing video games. So it's a really great show. It's really cool, and it's only like 13 episodes or something, so you can watch it, in half a day. So come on down here, girl in orange, and pick something that I have.
Take the little girl.
Okay. There's a little girl. Where?
Right.
Oh, little girl in purple.
What was your favorite character from Sonic X?
I was not in Sonic X, but Mike was. Professor Eggman, right?
Dr. Eggman!
Oh, it's Dr. Eggman. I'm sorry. Professor Eggman. My bad. I was not in Sonic X. I'm so sorry. Do you have another question for me? I do love Sonic X. I love Sonic. It's a cool game. You know, you get those rings and stuff, and you get hit, and the rings, you know, go all over the place. Oh, you're adorable. Just come down here and pick something. You were just too cute. Well, you're really a wallflower. And I think is a little bit grade 16. Yeah, that's not gonna work. So I'm gonna have to give you a Sailor Moon. Here you go. It's a little too young for a wallflower. You always gotta check the back. It's like rated ages 16 plus. Yeah. Why? Wallflower? Why? Okay, so, oh my god. Okay, the guy all the way at the end with the glasses because you're like,
So how much conditioning do you have to do for like a new voice?
How much conditioning?
Yeah.
Wow, that's a very scientific word for voiceovers.
He's smart.
Well, for a new character, usually when you go in for an audition, let's say like animation or video games specifically, sometimes they will send you a picture of the character. And sometimes you will actually, let's say it's in Japanese, and you'll listen, they'll send you like an MP3 or something of the character, of what they sound like, and the script, they call them sides, of the lines that you're going to read. So then you'll go in for your audition, and then you'll do the voice for them and read the sides for them. And sometimes they'll ask you maybe to change it up. Well, can you do that a little bit deeper, or a little bit more excited, or a little more dramatic or deeper? And it's always good for an audition to have like an arsenal of voices in your pocket, as I say. Because if they ask you to change something a little bit and you can't change it for them, then it's like, oh, okay, well, you're not very versatile. So they're not going to say that. They'll be like, well, thank you very much for coming in. But it's always good to be a little bit like versatile with what you can do and what you can create. And it's always good to listen to your director. So if you take direction well and listen to your director well, then you will get awesome, massive parts. So, does that answer your question?
Yes.
Sure? Okay, come on down here and pick. Okay, the guy next to him, because like you're...
I'm raising a hand for him. He really has questions.
Okay, then...
Put my friends out.
You're all friends back there, aren't you?
What was your first voice acting job thing?
My first voice acting job was Hajime Yagi in the world of Naruto. She had the purple hair. She had the purple hair with the glasses, and she was looking through the telescope. And then she's the one that thought she was ugly. High school kids, drama. But yeah, that was my first role in 2004. It was like 2003 going into 2004. That was my first voice acting role. And it was an anime, which was cool because I was an anime fan. I love anime. So, yeah, that was my first. Come on down here. I have just a wallflower and a Sailor Moon. Wait, how old are you? You look kind of young. You might have to get the pin. Or do you not want one of these? I just have a wallflower Sailor Moon. I'm so hard. I wish I could have more stuff. Oh, you guys are so nice. You guys gave me a Sailor Moon pin to my sister. Gosh, I wish my brothers were nice like that too. I have two brothers and twins. They're so mean to me. No, they're actually not. Carolyn sees them. They're always encouraging me on Facebook. They're always like, yeah, you go, sis. Good job. Cool. She's in London. I would love to go to London. Do you actually have a question?
I actually have a question this time. I actually have a question this time. It popped in my head.
And one of the first ones I watched was Battle Angel. Did anybody ever see Battle Angel before? There's only like, what was it, like 2 episodes or something, but the manga goes on forever. It's really cool. It's a cool series. Those are the first couple I watched, and then I started getting into like the classics, like Cowboy Bebop, yeah, Ghost in the Shell, and like Evangelion. Oh my god, and that blew my mind. Never watched Evangelion. It's too scary. No. So it was more in college. college, but it was funny that I used to watch anime when I was a kid, but I didn't even know it was anime. So, this is the last one I have, I'm sorry. Do you want it?
Yeah.
I'm not giving it to somebody else. I'm sorry that this is the last prize I have.
Great.
No, I don't have any. I have Street Fighter Cross Tekken cards. Here you go, sir. But more questions. Right here in the white.
Okay. Was there a certain part in your sorry? Was there a certain part in your life that you just kind of realized that you wanted to do voice acting? And
Yes. I used to work in news. I worked at MSNBC for a little bit, and I worked at a CBS and an NBC affiliate in Pennsylvania, and I hated it because it was like, this fire happened today, these people died today, and these people died, and it was too real for me. It was like death and destruction every day. It was like, yes, if we could get the worst thing and put it on TV because people love it. I'm like, oh. And I just and my hours were killing me. When I was at MSNBC, I was working like midnight till 7 in the morning. I'm like, when's daytime and nighttime? I don't know. Started sleepwalking. That was fun. So I got to a point in my life where I'm just like, I don't want to do this anymore. And I'll say, a friend of mine actually mentioned, you know, they're having this contest at the Big Apple Anime Fest in 2003, and you win a role in an anime. And I was like in college, I was getting into anime at the time and watching anime and stuff, and I was like, oh, this sounds really cool. So you had to put together a monologue. So I actually did a scene from Excel Saga. Have you guys seen Excel Saga? Yes.
Explosions fix everything.
So I did a scene from Excel Saga, and I made it to the finals, which was awesome. And we had to do a scene to match mouth flap. I think I did a scene from Alien 9. It was called Alien 9 was pretty cool. It was really weird. Anime gets really weird. It's really cute in the beginning, like Sailor Moon and Uten and stuff, and then it gets really dark and weird. But yeah, and so I won, and that's how I got Hajime Miyagi in the world of Norway. I won my first role, and I'm like, this is really cool. I want to do this for a living. I want to get out of this place that I'm in my life right now. I'm not really too happy where I am. So I put together, well, this is a newer demo. Back then I had an older demo, because it was a while ago. So I put together a demo, and I asked around, and I was asking, you know, the directors and other voice people and stuff, and how do you do this? How do you get into this? And, you know, doing research and everything, and that's how I came to be. Oh. And now I'm here talking to you guys. Yes, girl with the stripes. No, you don't really need any video. If you don't have like a really good like studio at your house, I would suggest going to a studio to do it, because it's really good to have like soundproof walls and everything. You don't want any kind of, you know, outside noise. If you're in an apartment or something like that, and you got cars going by, and your neighbor's screaming upstairs, like that'll sound really bad. So I would suggest like finding a professional studio that has like, you know, like a really good, like a good setup. And if you don't have, like obviously when you're starting out, you're not going to have a commercial, or you're not going to have a show that you've worked on. So creating your own commercials, like listen to a commercial on the radio, like for a girl, like you do like a My Little Pony commercial, or like a, you know, Littlest Pet Shop or something like that commercial. And for guys who like, you know, Tonka trucks, yeah. for guys, you know, because you want to have like a, example of like a children's commercial, and then like a, you know, a serious commercial. Listen to the radio, watch TV. I know people hate watching commercials. Watch the commercials. Listen to the commercials. Listen to how they sound. A lot of them just sound like natural people. And if you could do different voices, awesome. If you could do like a little kid's voice, just like an example. I wish I could pull up the internet so I could play my demos for you. Oh, tech guy. Mr. Tech Guy, do you get the internet over here?
Do Misty.
Stop asking me to do voices.
That's my crush.
Dance, monkey, dance. Do voices for us. No, I'm just kidding.
Come on, that's my crush.
I'm just kidding.
Where do you want to go?
Wow, nice! Okay, can you go to michelleknotz.com? It's MicheleKnotz.com. Here's my website. This is cool. I didn't know I could do this in here. This is awesome. Can you go to demos, please? What do you guys want? Do you want to hear characters or commercials or both? Can you click on characters, please?
I want Miss D.
A lot of stuff is from the video demo on your. Oh, quick time!
Don't tell me. You're not her mom.
Yes, I.
Why? Why'd you fail me quick time?
Ordinarily that she would be offering her thanks in person rather than sending a secretary like myself, but I've heard so much about you, and... Hello, Boomer. Ooh, what's the matter? Will the story of your unbelievably embarrassing failed career be on this test?
You're an old person.
Even my teacher thinks I broke the vase, but I didn't.
Little kid.
Malone goes for the 3, the 20, the 10, and he's stopped by his little baby sister. Give us the stone. If you want it, you're going to have to get through me first. Prepare to experience an RPG unlike any other. Welcome to the world of Shadow Hearts. I really like cherries, but that gives me a rash. I feel great. Entertainment fortune will soon be mine.
I'm the most beautiful one in the whole world.
Of holding hands, of kisses on cheek, of love notes in locker. OMG, I like totally LMAO. Down, TTYL, okay? I'm the mommy bird, son to the baby bird. Don't worry, you'll learn how to fly. There's no way you can get away from me.
I think she's the greatest, you know.
I wish I had a cool car. This is the best part right here. You don't want to miss it.
Need your chickens? Really your natural voice.
You're so cute and friendlies. We know how to make you smile. Try our new Southwestern Bacon Cheeseburger or the classic Turkey Club Supermount. Then finish it off with a happy ending sundae. Friendlies, come for the food, leave room for the ice cream. Forget the night. Some things are better left in the dark. Sesame sheets, dark chocolate. Lights out. With their hot styles and cute smiles, Bratz babies are a direct hit to your heart. This is my best friend Jamie's. At 12, we gossiped about boys. At 18, we graduated from high school. And at 25, I held her hand as she died from breast cancer. I was busy race. Come on, Mom and Dad, it's back to school season. So whether you go to buy the coolest fashions and now put a hole in your wallet, Marshalls. Saturday night is ladies' night at the Headliner. Ladies are free until midnight. Check out the Jersey Shore's hottest nightclub, the Headliner, Highway 35 in Neptune. I love Dunkin' Donuts coffee, so I was thrilled to find out that Dunkin' Donuts is having this contest where you can win 2 pounds of delicious Dunkin' Donuts coffee every month for a whole year. So being an insomniac, keeping myself running on free Dunkin' Donuts coffee all year long is like an absolute dream, you know?
What?
That's my commercial demo. So, yes, Naruto.
You can talk to them one again. Not fast.
That is really me. That's not like sped up or anything.
That's something.
I love Dunkin' Donuts coffee, so I was thrilled to find out that Dunkin' Donuts was having this contest so that you can win 2 pounds of delicious Dunkin' Donuts coffee every month for a whole year. So being an insomniac, keeping myself running free on Dunkin' Donuts coffee all year long is like an absolute dream, you know? It's already messed up. So basically, getting back to more serious topics. You want to keep the commercial demo kind of short, like about a minute, because honestly, they're going to listen to like maybe the first couple commercials, and that's about it. And they'll be like, this person sounds awesome, I'm going to call them in. Or they're going to be like, meh, I have like 5 people that sound like this person. So if you could do anything unique, it's really good to grasp a person's ear so they can. So you don't really need like video or anything like that. Just you know, for commercials, like your natural sounding voice, if you could do characters, awesome. I've always been told, if you can't do a good impression, don't do it. Like, oh, I can do the best impression of Arnold Schwarzenegger, you know. And if it doesn't sound exactly like Arnold Schwarzenegger, don't do it, because they're going to be like, no, this sounds horrible. But if you really can, okay, cool, put it on there. Or something, you know, maybe funny that sounds like that. Like I tried to do like a little Joan Rivers impersonation, which doesn't, you know, exactly sound like her, but I thought it sounded funny for the end. If they listen that long. The character demo can be like a little bit longer, like maybe a minute and a half, minute 15. But you don't want to make anything too long. Don't send them something like 3-4 minutes long. They're going to be like, I'm not going to listen to this. And definitely don't send them anything just written with a Sharpie. No! You want to make it nice. You know, find a friend of yours that can do art, who can draw. It's like, hey, can you draw me something for my demo? You know, or go to like the art department at your school or something like that and be like, hey, I was wondering, you know, can I buy you lunch? Can you draw me a picture or something for my demo? It's a good way to make new friends. So, let's see. Does that answer your question, girl with the striped shirt? You remind me of the guy in Kenshin, in Rurouni Kenshin, who had like the stripes on the arms, and he's like, oh, Kenshin got hit, how? And it's like, well, the stripes on his arms, baby. I'm like, really? Nobody knows what I'm talking about. Okay. Nobody knows what I'm talking about. Does that answer your question? Is it okay? Cool. Yay. I never wanted to be a teacher because I always thought I was bad at explaining things, and I'm like, you want me to do panels? What? I'm terrible at explaining things. But I like to make people laugh and be silly and funny.
Yeah.
Anybody else have any questions? Yes, this girl in the red. Oh, you're so cute, girl in the red.
What is your favorite language to voiceover? Because I know you said you did French and a couple of languages besides Japanese.
My favorite language to voiceover, like to dub, you mean?
Yeah.
Wow, I don't know. That's an interesting question. I never got that question before. Because like I don't really speak a different language. Anything really. I would love to do any kind of work. But I mean, I love anime a lot. I love Japanese anime. I love Japan, and I love their food. And I love like kimonos are very pretty. I guess I'd probably say Japanese, I guess. But I've dubbed stuff in from like French and German and Turkish and animation. I've done like live action dubbing too, which is hard if it's real people, because when you're a real person, your mouth moves like this, and animation usually just goes like this. So animation is way easier to dub than like live people. Just trying to match them. I mean, if they're making like an ooh with their mouth, it's like, okay, so you can say you or two or do, you know. But dubbing live people is a lot harder than dubbing like animation, I have to say. So that was an interesting question. I never got that question before. Yes, girl in the yellow.
What was your favorite person to play when you were doing
Pokemon?
Pokemon?
Oh, I love Jessie. Jessie's awesome. She's really cool. Do the motto!
Do
Do it!
Okay.
Misty! Come on, man.
I want to play Cranium. Does anybody ever play the game Cranium before? When they have to be a puppet? And they have to like... I played it with you! I love you so much.
That was so much fun.
I love Summer. Summer's such a pretty name. I feel the love in the room. Does it... Do the voices or I will put you down and kill you. So it's just back in the beach. Does anybody watch Gravitation? Does anybody like, oh, I love Gravitation. And you guys do so well with the costumes, which makes it awesomer, if that's a word. I don't know what else to talk about or explain the whole process. I went through it very fast. Yes, guy with the curly hair. Who what? Who introduced it? Oh, it was so funny. Did anybody hear about the change switch? Like, I haven't been doing this since 1995 because, like, I was in school and I was like a kid when it came out. Where did we switch? The switch was done during season 9. Yeah, that's right. When season 9 was starting, the switch happened, and it was so weird because I was just mailing my demo out to any studio that I could find. And it happened to go to Taj Studios, who took it over from 4Kids. And it was weird because I was just mailing them out. It was just like luck, really. Because they just happened to call me and they said, oh, we're having auditions for Pokemon. And I'm like, well, but somebody's already recording that. I was like, what are you, I was very confused because I was like, what are you talking about? Because I just happened to mail it to the studio. Yes. So I got this phone call. Thank you for the phone call. He said, oh, we're taking over the show. We can't really explain much right now, but we're taking over the show, and you know, we'd like you to audition for some characters. And I'm like, okay. And I was really confused. And I went in, and I had gotten the roles of Jessie and May, because May was around for season 9. And then I actually just voiced Misty for the special. There was just the mastermind of Mirage Pokemon. Thank you. Yeah, that's all I voiced Misty for. But yeah, it was really weird, because it was just like kind of luck. Yes, I was really scared, because I didn't audition for Ash. I didn't want to. I'm like, those are too big shoes to fill. I was really scared, because they're like, well, we're just going to audition for everybody. And I'm like, I don't really want to audition for Ash. And they're like, really? Why? It's like the main character. And I'm like, no, I'm really scared. So I just mostly auditioned for the ladies, because I was like, I just thought that was way too big of shoes to fill, and I was really nervous about it. Plus, I didn't think I could do a good job anyway with Ash. You know, Ash is really difficult to voice, especially if you're not used to voicing boys. And at that point, like, I wasn't used to voicing boys, so I'm like, no, that's okay. But voice matching, actually, in the industry is like, there's a lot of it out there. Like, if you notice with certain video games that you play, like Star Wars or something, like, they won't get like Harrison Ford to play Han Solo or or Mark Hamill to play Luke Skywalker. They'll get people to voice match it. In the Clone Wars, Obi-Wan Kenobi is actually voiced by James Arnold Taylor. It's not voiced by Ewan McGregor. You know, they can't get Ewan McGregor to voice like all these episodes of the Clone Wars. He's too busy doing other stuff. So a lot of the times they'll get people to voice match, and that's kind of what they did with Pokemon. They wanted to find people to voice match it, and you know, for the new cast, they thought we did a good job, and now we're on season 16. So it's like 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So I've been doing this for 8 years now. It's crazy. Yes, guy in the blue. I sound like Wendy Lee. That's awesome. I love her. I take that as a compliment. I like Wendy Lee. She's hot. No, I mean... the little kids didn't hear that. What are I guess maybe sometimes voice actors are, because they go work on other things like movies or theater. Like sometimes they'll go do... No, oh, Eric Stewart. I think he moved to Tennessee, I think. I know he does music. I'm trying to think. I know he does a lot of music, and I think he moved to Tennessee because he's like a country music player, I think. Like, you could probably Google it, you know. You can Google like anything these days. Because I know he made like a CD or something, so he's like a really good singer. Yes, Girl in the Yellow has her hand up.
Do you know what happened? Because I know a while back Misty would wear a yellow shirt and like...
Why they changed the outfits? Because they gotta do laundry sometimes, you know? You can't wear the same clothes all the time. They'll start to smell that. No. maybe she died? You know, girls like to change their hair sometimes. I actually dye my hair. And their clothes, because fashion is awesome. I'm not sure how to answer that question. That's the best I can. The guy in front of her with the glasses, yes.
You said you were a fan of Evangelion. What did you think of the final movie, The Death of Evangelion?
I wanted to strangle myself. No, it's so confusing. I actually went online because I'm like, what does this mean? I don't understand. I should understand this because you know I'm older than some of the people that watch it. It's a good story. It's really, oh my god, it gets into your psyche and you're like, mind blown.
What do you think of Shinji?
Shinji, I felt bad for him. This poor little kid, he has to go through so much. I felt really bad for him because it's like he's too young to be dealing with these big robots and crazy angels and stuff. It was crazy. But I think the voice actor who played him did a really good job because he's supposed to be whiny, but he's a kid. He's a kid being thrown into this, and you know he's supposed to be whiny. I don't want to do this. So I actually thought he did a really good job, but I can't remember his name. I think he's in California. Anyway, I'm writing a text before that. Oh no, am I going over my time?
Yes.
Oh,
No, keep on going. You're fine.
No, we don't want to listen to him.
WeRiseMag.com